larrigans travel across Gillador. One new, one vet. Explosions. The Latwoboos.
G'day legends. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Latwoboos series. I'm Labuzu, the bloke in the funny hat, and this is chapter 1, Labu who? Now before you ask, where's Labumu? Hold your horses. The big fella's not joining the party until season 2. Why is that, you ask? Because I've got a shopping list longer than your nan's Woolies receipt to knock over first. Let's get into it. First, I've got to trick out my player in house till it splashes a rat with a gold tooth. Teleports, regen pool, the lot. This is going to make life really easy for Chris when he joins us in season 2. Every quest. That's right, every one of them. Straight. Medium diaries ticked off like a tradies checklist. All of the quality of life outfits and tools. And of course, dropping cheeky tips and tricks along the way for you lot. And Labumu when he finally joins. So buckle up your drongos, because season 1 is all about setting the stage. Speaking of stages...
Welcome to the Sapphire Caves.
While we let these early waves fly past, let's have a squiz at the ragtag gear setup I was rocking at this point. The rags. Shazian Boots 5, a Lone Ring of Recoil, Adamant RFD Gloves, Green D-Hide Chaps, an Addy Full-Clite Shield, an Accumulator, and the classic Nezzy Helm for that cheeky little prayer bonus. And then the important bits. 3 pieces of good enough gear from the Crazy Archaeologist, the red D-Hide top, Power Amulet, and of course the all-important RCB, Trusty Rune Crossbow. And finally, the star of the show. Mithril bolts with sapphire tips, sprinkled with a bit of magic. Enchanted sapphire bolts are the Fight Cave's cheat code. Basically infinite prayer in a shiny little package. So let me spin you a yarn about that for a second. Sapphire bolts have a special effect called Clear Mind. It drains a chunk of the enemy's prayer points and hands them straight over to you. Clear Mind drains at least 1/80th of the enemy's range level. Pretty useless on low level mobs, but against the big boys, these bolts not only slap hard with the RCB, but they also keep your prayer bar topped up and humming. Meet Ket Zek, the Major, the 360, the big bupper boy. Call them what you like, they're tough as nails, which makes them pretty perfect target for our little sapphire bolt trick. Here's Bopper's stats. Now, they don't even use range, but if they did, you wouldn't want to be anywhere near. Jagex, the cheeky devils, slapped them with the level 480 range just to inflate that combat level. Do a bit of maths, 480 divided by 80, and boom, that's 6 prayer points back per sapphire bolt proc on the major levels. With this gear and setup, I ran the numbers on gearscape.net, cheers to No Monkey for the tip, and against Jad I'm clocking in at 1.64 DPS with about a 6-minute time to kill. We'll measure that later on and see how close we actually get. Alright, next up, prayer flicking. If you're new around these parts, all you really need to know for now is that it exists and there are 2 types. For the adventurous among you, there are 2 styles, lazy flicking and the spicy 1-tick flicking. Lazy flicking is when you pop on the protection prayer right as the enemy starts their attack animation, or for some mobs, right when the damage splat is about to smack you. Start out with this, try it out on your Slayer tasks and see if you can hang on to a few extra prayer points while you're at it. Now, for 1-tick flicking, simple in theory, tedious as hell in practice. Step 1, flick on the protection prayer you need. Step 2, every game tick, that's every 0.6 seconds, switch the prayer off and back on again. If you can do this over and over without stuffing it up, boom, infinite prayer on a dime. Slip up too many times and you'll end up just like I did in this very fight cave. Bit of foreshadowing, anyone? You'll catch me mixing both styles throughout the caves. So if you see a flurry of clicks on the prayer book, now you know what's going on. This is where the sapphire enchanted bolts really start to shine. I'll let the footage do most of the talking, but seriously, have a squeeze at that prayer bar. Alright, let's talk about this little chunk of terrain RuneScape's been calling Italy Rock since way back in 07. Basically, thanks to the janky NPC pathing, you can wedge mobs on this spot and split them up. I won't go into crazy detail here. The best way to learn is just to clock the 2 highlighted tiles on the east side of the cave and dive straight in. Try it out for yourself, try to split them up, see how you go. If that doesn't work, tank the ranger, pray against the mage, dodge the melee bash bros, and always drop the ranger first. The melee lads are pretty easy. Just click on the prey melee as you run through them, and they'll get stuck behind each other instead of being able to attack you. When you do this, just make sure you don't do it on the tick that the major starts their attack on you, and you'll be as good as gold can. This is about the point where a few too many prayer flicking slip-ups start to catch up with me. Might be starting to sweat. As you can see right now, I've got a surplus of prayer pots this deep into the waves, but only 6 bits of food left. So from here I figure the food's more valuable. I'll stick to lazy flicking only, and at this point I'm practiced enough so I won't be able to stuff that up. Let's start using the HP regen prayer here. Word of warning though, if you toggle it off, the regen timer resets every time, so either leave it on or leave it off. Don't use the quick prayers with it, they'll completely stuff it up. Stick to the prayer book instead of doing this. Alright, here we go. Starting Jad at 117 minutes in. Let's see how long this bad boy takes. Start by hitting Jad. If he stands tall and goes, that's prey mage. If he stomps and goes, then that's prey range. .19 minutes in. Healers are out. Time to tag the lot of them. tagged. Now, line them up so you're only tanking one at a time. Alright, things are looking solid. Healers are handled, prayer bars stacked, got a few bites of food left, a little bit for the chip damage. Let's bag the scape.
大帅卡生活，现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋，但是素有冰淇淋。
Hold up. The healer's chipping me down while I'm whiffing every bloody shot. No food left, and at this rate, I'm not even sure I'll drop Jad in time. I flick on the HP regen prayer here like it's gonna save the day. Spoiler, it won't. If it really comes down to it, I'll have to rely on redemption for the healer chip damage and sip prayer pots to keep myself alive. Things are looking pretty dire. A bit embarrassing, actually. Hold my pool.
Well, aren't you a clever bear, Mr. Poussey?
Alright. Got the healers trapped on Jad, nothing to stress about now. Smooth sailing again from here.
That's pretty good.
Combat task completed.
The collection log.
And there it is. Big thanks to C Engineer and Tedious for the shoutouts. Thanks to all you legends for tuning in to the very first episode. Next time, we'll dive deeper into the account's progression and logs, share some skilling hacks for irons, and lay out the roadmap for moving forward.
Hey guys, it's Alex here, or Labuzu. Thanks for watching. The DPS calculator was pretty accurate. The Jad kill took just under 6 minutes total. Also, quick PSA before I go. This is my first video, so I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, chuck it a share for me. I'd massively appreciate it. Cheers, legends. Labu, bye.